What's going on, you guys? I'm Keisha King Benton. Welcome to the Keisha King Show. I'm just popping on here really quick to give you my quick thoughts about this Trump monkey video and all the people freaking out. And hopefully this will calm your nerves. Okay? Let's just take a quick look at the video for those who have not seen it. Oh, goodness gracious. This is Anthony Brian Logan. He is going to do a really quick breakdown of this. It's going to explain what happened, but I have some additional commentary that I need to get off of my chest.
Page depicts the Obamas as apes. This has sparked bipartisan outrage, but there's much more to the story. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a controversial video posted to President Trump's Truth Social page in which the Obamas were depicted as apes. Now, I did not want to do this video, but it is blown up all over the place. I'm seeing it. ABC, CBS, CNN, TMZ. Everybody is posting the video, but they're not posting the entire video. The whole video is about stolen election data. It's about 1 minute and 2 seconds long. At the very last second, a brief snippet of a video pops up clearly by mistake. And if you don't know about Twitter, the way it works is you could be watching the video, and once that video completes, it auto scrolls to the next video. So obviously what happened is somebody was screen recording to get the election video. The other video pops up and they don't really bother to clip it out properly. They kind of just throw it up haphazardly. And if you go to Truth Social, most of the videos on there are kind of haphazard. You got TikTok videos with the logos on it. You got all kind of stuff. Not very many people. Now, before I go any further, let's get straight to the original video in context. I will link to this video in the description box if you want to see it and hear it without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit the link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Initiated by a court order, the Michigan investigation team obtained forensic access to a DS-200 tabulator, the machine that counts the votes. A Telit 4G wireless chip manufactured in Taiwan was discovered embedded into the motherboard. The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data. Some of the anomalies that we noticed in the 2020 general elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ESNS machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
Okay, that's the full video. You could tell, obviously, that this was a mistake because it auto-scrolled. Let's go back and see that one more time. Okay, here's toward the end.
When I first heard about this story and I went to go briefly look, my very first thought was that I didn't understand the connection because it was like machines and, you know, the data and all of that. And then the Obamas pop up. And I didn't even like, something automatically felt off to me because I'm like, it didn't go together. I didn't understand, like, what was this supposed to be? I didn't even really pay too much attention to it, just kind of like dismiss it because I couldn't tell like what was even trying to be said. So I figured I was missing some context. So when I go and look further at the video, I couldn't everything that I was seeing was just like the last piece. And then this clip come up. And then I see the entire video of the whole Lion King spiel with all the different political commentator or political officials, politicians in different, animal suits or whatever. And all I'm seeing though and hearing are liberals say Trump's racist, and then I see Tim Scott, oh, if this is posted by the president, he needs to take it down, blah, blah, blah. First of all, don't you find it suspicious?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Don't you find it a little bit suspicious and weird that Trump is posting about the 2020 election, the raid that just happened in Georgia with the 2020 election, and then all of a sudden we get the Trump is racist 2.0, all of this all over the media, like we've never seen before. Like it's all over the place. One narrative, he's racist, kind of reminds me of good people on both sides. Oh, why all the reason why Joe Biden went to run for office. Well, leave it up to the left to play on people's categories: black, white, male, woman, LGBTQ, whatever. Leave it up to them to press the buttons to play on people's categories that they have put you in, mind you. Their categories that they have decided that you fall into, to make you believe what they want you to believe. Prophet Muhammad, boy, it's not the time, okay? Exit the chat. When you have people who will play on your insecurities, your fears, your things that you're concerned about, they are of the devil. Because if the video was other people, non-black people, nobody would have cared. So you're either telling me that you don't like human beings being portrayed as animals, or you only like black people not being portrayed as animals. And if you only don't like black people portrayed as animals or certain animals, you got a problem with the color of the person. That's racism. That's not you. Nobody that is alive in America today has any touches with being, somebody. First of all, somebody calling you a monkey, a ape, a zebra, a turtle, a giraffe, a ant. Why? You're not any of these things. You got people, human beings, that are literally dressing up as freaking furries. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. If you care so much about people being depicted as animals, why y'all ain't coming for the furries? Where are the marches for the furries? You have children up here acting like they doggone cats and dogs in classrooms. Where are the protests? Where is the outrage? I am so sick of this foolishness. I hate that the media tries to press the buttons of black people, but I hate that black people actually believe this stuff. You go into freaking robotic mode. They press the racist button and there you go, off to the races. They know exactly what you're going to do. It is so pathetic. Haven't you learned the lesson by now? It's way too much information out here for you to be sitting around thinking that Trump is out to get you because you Black. This is so ridiculous. I am so over the race fear. This man done been president on his second time. And y'all still actually believe that he's out to get the Blacks. That he looking for the bliggities. That he looking for the people the melanated people. Oh my God. Lord, help me, Jesus. The whole thing is dumb. The real Courtney says, of all things to make us think over, a boomer making boomer mistakes on the internet ain't one of them. It wasn't even, this is the thing. It wasn't even he did not post it. They had a video. They clipped a video. You know how a video automatically plays? Well, the screen record it captured the next video. They weren't talking about the Obamas. It wasn't supposed to be about the Obamas. They captured the extra part of the video. You know what? Who is sick? Who's sick? Who? I am just so, you get to a point where you know that there are some Black people who want to be stuck. They want to be victims. It's white people too. People want to be victims. Okay, it don't even have a color. But Black people Black Americans, it's hyper. There's a hyper victim want you want to be oppressed really bad. Like you really need to be oppressed. It's like you can't get nothing done if you ain't labeled as oppressed. And then you have the audacity, some of you, to believe I'm a Christian. You a Christian that's oppressed. Oh my God. So Christ done did everything. He's liberated all the white folks, but he forgot about the Black folks. This is just ridiculous. All these people. Joe Biden told Black people that if you don't that if you vote for Trump, that you ain't Black. He done took your whole Blackness away from you, and y'all still went and voted for him at like 90% a clip. You don't really care. You don't really care about the Blackness. You care about the party. You care about your cult. That's what you really care about. You don't want nobody to come and take your Democrat Party from you. It's pathetic at this point. It is really pathetic. All the little Black and brown children run around seeing all the adult Black people act like a whole fool because somebody that they don't know called them a name that they aren't. You've been called worse by less. Oh my goodness gracious. There you go, real Courtney. Black kids are just as smart as poor kids. Y'all didn't care about that. Black people didn't care when Joe Biden was straight dragging them. He didn't care. You didn't care. Let a video play too long and it happened to say something about Michelle and Obama and them acting like monkeys, which they do. They act like buffoons. They do. And you're up in arms. Oh, Because if they come for your crowning prince, Barack Obama, then your entire existence is null and void. Your entire existence is embedded into how much melanin is in your skin. When are y'all going to let the race thing go? When are you going to let the lie of racism go? Are you going to literally continue your entire life believing a lie that from the pit of hell, the lie of racism is from hell? I hope the social construct of racism is from the devil. You rejected the lie at one point, then you decided, I'm talking about Black Americans, some of you, then you decided, you know what? I think I'm going to receive the lie. I'm going to believe the lie. I'm going to actually come into agreement with the racists and believe that my skin color somehow makes me less of a person. Skin doesn't think, it doesn't have a conscience, it can't reason, but it's going to dictate who I am. Would you let your hair dictate who you are? Would you let the color of your hair dictate who you are? Would you let your nails dictate who you are? Would you let your toenails dictate who you are? How about your armpit hair? Why don't we let that dictate who you are? Because that is about as significant as your skin color. The melanin, all this, your hair, your melanin, guess where it's going? It's going in the ground. It's going in the dirt. When you stand before your Lord and Savior, when you stand before the creator of the entire universe, guess what he's not going to ask you about? He's not going to ask you about your skin color. He's not going to ask you about how oppressed are you. He's going to say, if you are a professing Christian, and he's going to be asking you, why did you walk around the earth telling people that you're oppressed and still claim that you're in my kingdom? Because if you're in my kingdom, ain't no oppression up in my kingdom. You make God look like a fool trying to say that all of these people in his kingdom are oppressed. Don't speak on my God's name like that. Ain't nobody up in his kingdom oppressed. You know why? Because he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He owns the whole thing. Okay? Oppression, victimhood, you can't have that and be in the kingdom too. You can't think that you have white privilege and be in the kingdom of God. You cannot think that you are somehow superior or inferior and be in the kingdom of God. You sure enough can't do it in your flesh. You cannot think that your flesh has some superiority or inferiority. The Bible tells you to beat the flesh down. It tells you to kill your flesh. Not proliferate it, not lift it up, not think that it's so excellent. It's flesh. It's going in the dirt. You are paying attention to the thing that is beneath you. I'm gonna say this last thing, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. When the enemy came to Adam and Eve, the garden is the blueprint of the devil. If you understand what happened in the garden, you will understand the devil every time. It's right there. You understand that? You got his whole blueprint. That's how good God is. Okay? Just in case you don't read no further, look at that right there. At least you got the enemy's blueprint. When the enemy went to Adam and Eve, let me back up. When God made Adam and Eve, what was the thing that made humanity humanity? What's the thing that made Adam able to have dominion over the earth? his soul. Man was made in the image of God. Okay? Because man was made in the image of God. He had soul and spirit and flesh. The flesh was never supposed to conquer the spirit. The enemy came. God told man to have dominion over the earth. That command was not just to his flesh, it was to his spirit, his soul. The enemy came saying, I'm going to give you something that you already have. That separation, when Adam and Eve agreed with the enemy, when they believed what the enemy said, their dominion became over, they lost the dominion over the earth. And their spirit was now submitted to something lower than them. Their spirit, which is a higher thing. Remember, Jesus said, if you worship me, you have to worship me in spirit and in truth. These are non-physical things. The flesh is physical, but you have to worship God in spirit and in truth. Truth is not, that's not tangible. That's not a physical realm thing. And neither is the spirit. So that exchange made the flesh have power that it was never supposed to have over the spirit. The spirit is supposed to have power over the flesh. When you big up your flesh, when you proliferate your flesh, when you believe that your blackness or your whiteness or your woman, all of that flesh stuff is somehow lifting you up, you are doing the same thing the enemy did in the garden. You are putting the carnal thing above the spirit. Your spirit doesn't have a color. So let it go. Let it go and be free. The Bible says, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. If you want true freedom, you got to let the race thing go. You can't that's bondage, because you will always be submitting to your flesh. It is your master. Blackness tells you what to think. It tells you how to think. It tells you how to behave. Those are behavioral characteristics. It masters you. When your blackness is your God, your master, you do what it tells you to do. That means when you see a white person doing something to a black person, you automatically think the black person is innocent and the white person is guilty without knowing anything about what's inside. You have now made their race the compass, the direction. It's flesh. You got to know you can't bit more trust your flesh. This is simple. Anyway, I really needed to say that. I pray that this blesses somebody. I pray that you let the idolatry of race go and be set free for real, because you cannot get true freedom if you're still holding on to being black. If you live in America and you're doing this, you're ungrateful. If you are black and in America, you are the most successful black people in the entire world. You have the most freedom than any other black people in the entire world. And you have the audacity to run your mouth every single day on CNN and in politics and everywhere you go. How oppressed I am at the Oscars, at the Grammys, at the AMAs, at the VMAs, everywhere you go. Everybody know black people finna complain about being black in America. Shut up. Humble yourself. Be grateful that you get to live, that you were born in a land that you can go out and do anything you want. You can worship the God you want. You're not in a cave. You're not scratching and fighting for freedom. If you are broke and poor in this country, you're going to eat. The government is going to feed you. That's not even what the Bible tells us to do. But this country, you will get food and shelter. Ungrateful. I have had it. It's sickening to see an image plastered on the screen, and then all these black people and the white liberals, they just going on into convulsions over foolishness. Just watching people being manipulated. They just move you like chess pieces. I would never want anybody to have that much control over me. Y'all don't even know these people. Whew. Hey y'all, I'm sorry. I know you've been in the chats. Thank you so much. Hi Dion, thank you for the $5 super chat. We're in a literal cold war right now, and the left know they have been losing ground. Propaganda is all they have left to maintain control. It is. This is like the war right now is not what they call a hot war. Like Dayon just said, it's a cold war. A cold war is not kinetic. It's not boots on the ground. It is in your mind. The deception that is going out into the world right now, it is so good. Remember what God said? He said, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast in the field. Do you know your enemy? Do you know what you're fighting? Do you know what subtle means? That means it's not obvious deception. It's not obvious that you're wrong. It's not obvious that you're believing the wrong things. It's going to sound right. It's going to sound legit. Dehan, oh, thank you for the $2 super chat. The Obamas are a baboon sass mess. Agreed. A bunch of buffoons and baboons. Oh my goodness. Hakeem Jeffries as a meerkat and Rosie O'Donnell as if it were actually the line, it was kind of funny. It was funny. You know, and this is like, it's so ridiculous. I got to calm down. My blood pressure is probably high. It says, remember when Biden said, if you vote for Trump, then you ain't black? Yeah. Oh, yes. And Biden all talk bad about Hispanics and blacks, if always about Hispanics and blacks. He's always been a racist, I think. Yes, Ruby. Biden has said, you want to talk about black people being offended. Go look at what they have said. These people literally think you don't know how to get a driver's license. Like, you can't get more pathetic than that. They don't believe you can get a driver's license. They don't think that you know how to vote. Raythel says, Corey Holcomb wore a whole 8 mask and made fun of a 17-year-old and nobody said a word. Wow. Now all of a sudden everybody's outraged. It's crazy, Raythel. It is insane. Hey, AJ Creations. Joseph, yes, idolatry. It's fake outrage. It sure is. And you are free to go back to Africa. They sure are. Go to Africa, because don't nobody care if you're black over there. Don't nobody care. Since you're so worried about racism, ain't gonna be no racism over there, but so you can hop your behind right up on over there and have at it. Glorilla sister begging for $2,500. What is that about? I don't even know. Hi, Karen. Thanks for jumping on. I know this is late and just impromptu. I just had to come on. Cam for Kids says, preach, Keisha, preach. Thank you. I'm not. Trump is a whatever. Look, you can go and be a stupid person if you want to. Banned and blocked. If you don't have anything, you don't have to agree, but you can't come over here just calling names. All right. Sika Desonic says, thanks, Keisha. Excellent commentary. Thank you so much. Joe Nobody says, why isn't nobody mad at Corey Holcomb for wearing gold? Okay. Exactly. Yeah, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm just like, it's like we've been through this already. It's like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You know, like you got to, once you fool me, can't be fooled no more. Remember George Bush? Y'all, come on. Good gracious. Anyway, I love you for watching. Thank you for listening to my share this video, because enough with the freak outs. All right, enough. I've had it. I know you have too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.